Hi kiddos. This First Pages Friday is about Julia Alvarez's In the Time of the Butterflies. It's a personal favorite of mine. You're going to also get to hear me bust out with my Spanish. Chapter 1, Bebé, 1994 and circa 1943. She's plucking her bird of paradise of its dead branches, leaning around the plant every time she hears a car. The woman will never find the old house behind the hedge of towering hibiscus at the bend of the dirt road. Not a gringa dominicana in a rented car with a road map asking for street names. Dede had taken the call over at the little museum this morning. Could the woman please come over and talk to Dede about the Mirabal sisters? She is originally from here, but has lived many years in the States, for which she is sorry since her Spanish is not so good. The Mirabal sisters are not known there, for which she is also sorry, for it is a crime that they should be forgotten, these unsung heroines of the underground, etc. Oh dear, another one. Now, after 34 years, the commemorations and interviews and presentations of posthumous honors have almost stopped, so that for months at a time Bebe is able to take up her own life again. But she's long since resigned herself to Novembers. Every year, as the 25th rolls around, the television crews drive up. There's the obligatory interview. Then, the big celebration over at the museum, the delegations from as far away as Peru and Paraguay, an ordeal, really, making that many little party sandwiches, and the nephews and nieces not always showing up in time to help. But this is March! Maria Santissima! Doesn't she have 7 more months of anonymity? How about this afternoon? I do have a later commitment, Dede lies to the voice. She has to, otherwise they go on and on asking the most impertinent questions. There is a veritable racket of gratitude on the other end, and Dede has to smile at some of the imported nonsense of this woman's Spanish. I am so compromised, she's saying, by the openness of your warm manner. So, if I'm coming from Santo Domingo, I drive on past Salcedo? The woman asks. Exactamente. And then, when you see a great big anacahuita tree, you turn left. A great big tree, the woman repeats. She's writing all this down. I turn left. What's the name of the street? It's just the road by the anacahuita tree. We don't name them, Dede says, driven to doodling to contain her impatience. On the back of an envelope beside the museum phone, she has sketched an enormous tree laden with flowers, the branches swirling over the flap. You see, most of the campesinos around here can't read, so it wouldn't do us any good to put names on the roads. The voice laughs, embarrassed. Of course, you must think I'm so outside things, tan afuera de la cosa. Dede bites her lip. Not at all, she lies. I'll see you this afternoon, then. About what time? The voice wants to know. Oh, yes, the gringos need a time. But there isn't a clock time for this. Just the right kind of moment time. Any time after 3 or 3:30, 4-ish. Dominican time, eh? Exactamente. Finally, the woman is getting the hang of how things are done here. Even after she has laid the receiver in its cradle, Dede goes on, elaborating the root system of her anacahuita tree, shading the branches, and then, for the fun of it, opening and closing the flap of the envelope to watch the tree come apart, and then back together again. In the garden, Dede is surprised to hear the radio on the outdoor kitchen announce that it is only 3 o'clock. She has been waiting expectantly since after lunch, tidying up the patch of garden this American woman will be able to see from the Galeria. This is certainly one reason why Dede shies from these interviews. Before she knows it, she's setting up her life as if it were an exhibit labeled neatly for those who can read. The Sister Who Survived. Usually, if she works it right, a lemonade with lemons from the tree Patria planted, a quick tour of the house the girls grew up in, usually they leave, satisfied, without asking the prickly questions that have left Dede lost in her memories for weeks at a time, searching for the answer. Why, they inevitably ask in one form or another, are you the one who survived? She bends to her special beauty, the butterfly orchid she smuggled back from Hawaii 2 years ago. For 3 years in a row, Dede has won a trip, the prize for making the most sales of anyone in her company. Her niece Minu has noticed more than once the irony of Dede's new profession, actually embarked upon a decade ago after the divorce. She is the company's top life insurance salesperson. Everyone wants to buy a policy from the woman who just missed being killed along with her 3 sisters. Can she help it? The slamming of a car door startles Dede. When she calms herself, she finds she has snipped her prize butterfly orchid. She picks up the fallen blossom and trims the stem, wincing. Perhaps this is the only way to grieve the big things, in snippets, pinches, little snippets of sadness. But really, this woman should shut car doors with less violence, spare an aging woman's nerves, and I'm not the only one, Dede thinks. Any Dominican of a certain generation would have jumped at a gunshot sound. There's a lot more to this. I suggest you check it out.